Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Gaming Stooges Talks podcast. We are the Gaming Stooges.
I'm Jack.
You can call me Cloud.
And I'm Landon.
We hope you enjoyed today's discussion, and if you do, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel, following us on Twitch, or joining our Discord. Let's get on with the show.
We're going to take you back to the past. Oh, wait a minute. We're not allowed
to a different time.
We're not allowed to say that.
Yeah, you have to sing it. Back in time.
Welcome to today's Gaming Stooges podcast on a year known as 2011, which was, for those of you who don't know, not a year that Gaming Stooges was doing year-in reviews. So, we're going to go backwards and start talking about the years.
It is the year of Gaming Stooges' inception, but spoiler, but you know, that comes later.
Right. So, I believe it was Landon's idea that we would start doing year-in reviews for years before we really had the chance to do this kind of content. So, Are we
blaming someone?
No, I'm giving you credit.
Oh.
It's a positive thing. Take it.
I will take blame. I will take no credit.
Oh,
Did you guys do a 2012 year in review? Because I remember you weren't very active that year.
Yeah, we might have, sort of, not really. We definitely started doing stuff in 2013. That's for sure.
That 2012 was definitely.
But 2011 we're doing first because the 3DS came out in 2011. Spoilers. So pretty big year. So we thought it'd be a good year to start off on, since we've been covering
Spoilers
a lot of
for 13 years ago, folks.
Yeah. So, Landon and I put together a list of major releases and a couple major events that happened over the course of the year. Landon organized it into a nice Google spreadsheet. So,
once again, I will only take blame,
not credit.
Not credit. So you better be blaming me for this.
I blame you for the spreadsheet for sure. So, without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Starting in the month of January, we had, and we're going to just do what we usually do. If you want to talk about it, say smash. If you don't want to talk about it, say pass. We got the 4th was the release of Lost in Shadow for Wii.
I vaguely remember this game, but I never played it. So
pass.
I unfortunately... I threw this on here because I thought maybe Jack had played it by now. I have yet to play it.
I remember this game. It's like you play as like a boy's shadow in like the shadows of environments, and it's like it's a neat concept. I just never played it.
Yeah, I haven't gotten a chance to play it myself. So unfortunately, pass.
Okay. And before I go on, I do want to mention that for the most part, we're going off of the initial release of a game. If it was ported, we don't count a port that came out this year when the original came out on a different year. But we will count we will count
V.
Yeah, we will count like remakes, remasters, and stuff like that though, typically. So on the 11th, speaking of which, we have 2 games that came out. The first of them, I'm just going to get it out of the way because we're not going to talk about it, is Kingdom Hearts Recoded for Nintendo DS. I haven't played it yet.
Yay.
I am interested in playing it, but I don't have anything to say about it yet, so pass. And the other one...
you haven't. I'm kind of surprised that you haven't played it, honestly.
I just haven't gotten around to it. Like, I plan on it. I do, but like, I just haven't gotten around to it.
Do you own it?
Oh yeah, I own it. I have it, and I have 358 days over 2, so... yeah. And then the more important game that came out for you guys, Ghost Trick Phantom Detective for Nintendo
Ghost Trick
DS.
Phantom Detective, baby!
Smash.
You have the floor.
I've never played the DS version. Pass.
I've played it on an emulator, but no, I love Ghost Trick. This game rules. Great characters, great writing. It's basically an Ace Attorney game, all things considered. But it has really unique gameplay. You play as a ghost and try and like alter reality and change or save people from dying in a lot of cases. It's really fun. We invented a lot of our classic, iconic voices from that stream series.
Yep, it's true.
It truly is the "Can't I change the future of video games?"
It really is. Can't I change the future?
No, but you can tell me whether or not you've played this next game, released on January 18th, was Little Big Planet 2 for PS3.
I have played this game.
I haven't.
Have I played this game?
Have you?
He's like, am I confusing this with the first game?
I'm confused. I don't know if I'm confusing it with the third game or not. When did the third game come out?
Did all three of them come out on PS3? I am so out of the loop on this.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
All three of them came out on PS3, but the third one was also PS4 release.
No, okay. I have played this game because, spoiler alert, we'll get to it later, but I've got my PS3 for the first time this year in 2011, and it was bundled with this game and Ratchet and Clank All for One. And I played through Little Big Planet 2. I constantly forget that I have, honestly. Not a super memorable game in my opinion, and I have not gone back to it in a very long time. Like, I get the appeal, but like, it's just not the most exciting 2D platformer I've ever played, and there's a lot of other games that I would play before this.
Definitely the big draw of these games was the level creator.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, make your own levels and play other people's levels, and there's some unique design.
That's what put Little Big Planet 1 on the map, was the creation aspect. So if it's not up your alley, then, you know, it's not going to really be for you. The last game that was really notable that came out this month that we have on here is on the 25th, the release of Dead Space 2, which is available on Windows, PCs, Xbox 360, and PS3. Pass.
I've briefly played this game a long time ago, but pass.
All right, moving on to February. We got the release of Mario Sports Mix for Wii on the 7th.
Boo.
Yeah.
Boo.
Yeah.
Fuck this game. This game sucks. This
Love
was
the
like
Mets.
Love the Mets, baby.
This game was like the beginning of the end for Mario sports titles, in my opinion. Like, it was just, you would think like, oh, they have a collection of different sports games in one package. Basketball, hockey, is it rugby? And tennis, I think. Hold on. I need to
I threw
confirm
this on
this
here because I knew he had opinions, and they were.
I do have opinions. I don't even remember what the fucking games are. I know there's basketball
nice
and hockey,
which sucks because this is like besides Mario 3, Mario Hoops 3-on-3. Like, this is like the only Mario basketball game.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That's a shame.
It's basketball, volleyball, dodgeball, and hockey. The thing is, none of the sports in this game are very fleshed out at all, and there's nothing about like each one that makes it like worth replaying more than once or twice. It's like, the Mario sports titles are so much better when they actually try to like put in a lot of effort into just a single sport. Like, because the Olympic games suffer from this as well, where they just kind of feel like mini game collections. And that's kind of the case here too, honestly. Like, Mario sports titles from here until like 2017 or 2018, I forget what year the Mario Tennis on the Switch came out. Yeah, Mario Tennis Aces.
I think that was 2018.
Because that was a good one. And like, the sports titles started to creep up in quality after that. They're still not as good as they used to be, but this was like the beginning of the end,
I was going to say,
in my opinion.
Let's put it this way. It's funny that people complain about Mario sports titles nowadays when there was just the last decade leading up to like into the Switch was just Not good.
It really was not, honestly. They're so much better. They're so much better now than they were like 7-8 years ago.
I'll take Mario Golf Super Rush over anything that came out at the end of the DS's life up until the Switch.
Honestly.
Just putting that out there. So we're going to move on to the next title, released on the 14th for the Nintendo DS, Dragon Quest VI Realms of Revelation. That is the remake of Dragon Quest VI.
Landon.
I own this one.
Haven't played it.
Did you play it? I haven't played it yet.
Fuck that.
Fuck that. Damn. You're supposed to be the Dragon Quest fan here.
Hey, all cards on the table. I've played Dragon Quest 9, 11, a little bit of the fucking Wii game. It sucks. 1 and 2, and Monsters.
Well, there you go.
That's still more. That's still more than either of us.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is
I have Dragon Quest games.
I have now played more Final Fantasy games than he has Dragon Quest games.
I've never claimed to be the Dragon Quest guy. I just am
True.
of this group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just I played more of them.
Yeah.
You're not quite a Katie yet.
No. But that's fine. I own a lot of Dragon Quest games. Oh wait, I also played Treasures and
I'm sure you'll get to these games at some point, right?
Yeah, I want to play these games. Yeah, but yes.
All right, and then the other game, the next game, there's 2 games that came out the day after this. We'll get the first one out of the way real quick. We have Hyperdimension Neptunia for the PS3. That is the first Hyperdimension Neptunia game.
Cloud, your thoughts?
Haven't played it yet, heard bad things, probably will never play it in that form. Thankfully, it got a remake that doesn't suck ass. I will play that one when I get to it.
Rebirth 1, yay!
Yeah.
Well, actually, technically, there's 2 remakes now, because there's Rebirth 1 and then there's also Reverse for PS5. So I guess I could play either of those. But definitely not the original on PS3, that one was shit.
Fuck that game.
Alright, and then the other game, more importantly, that came out for both Xbox 360 and PS3 was Marvel vs. Capcom 3 Fate of Two Worlds.
There's another entry later in this list that is really funny, and I'm going to save everything I have to say about that game until then, because I technically have not played this game.
Okay.
Yeah, it's funny.
And then...
It's so...
We'll get there.
So fucking dumb.
Especially in the the early to mid 2010s, like it was worse than at any other point. It's like we'll get to it. Let's skip ahead. We got Da Blob 2 on the 22nd. We had 3 games. The first one is Da Blob 2, released on a bunch of platforms. You got DS, PS3, 360, Wii. I have to assume that the DS version is not the same game. I would be surprised if it is. I have not played this game.
Jack?
For Da Blob?
Yeah.
I have not played Da Blob 2 on the DS. I've only played them on the Wii. I love the Wii games. I think they're really underrated, and like no one played them back in the day, but they're fucking sick. Really fun games with good soundtracks. Never played the DS version though. No fucking clue what it's even like.
Well, now he knows what he has to do after this.
Damn, I gotta seek out a copy of Da Blob 2 for the DS.
I'm gonna see how much it's on eBay.
Anything for you to add for Da Blob 2, Landon?
I'm gonna see how much the DS version's on eBay.
Okay. While you do that, Killzone 3 was released on PS3.
Yeah.
Cool.
I still have... I've only played a little bit of Killzone Shadowfall. I did not hate the game. I thought it was pretty decent.
They're just like first-person shooters, right?
Yeah, they are. So, like, they have a pretty unique setting. I feel like if a certain fourth person was here, he'd have things to say about some of these games. But I'm not opposed to this game.
Isn't Killzone like a gritty cyberpunk, or not steampunk kind of game?
Yeah, it's definitely like a futuristic. Yeah.
Because what little I've seen of it, the vibes I got was like Midgar from Final Fantasy VII sort of like atmosphere.
From what I remember, that's
Okay, so I'm not too far off. And then the last game that came out that's noteworthy in February is Radiant Historia for DS.
Jack, you could get a complete in-box version of the Blob 2 for the Nintendo DS for like $10.
Damn, I guess I gotta play Blob 2 for the DS.
Yeah, like there's some cheap-ass copies. Anyway, Radiant Historia, I owned the original DS game, never played it, sold it. Bought the 3DS version, because that, and I played through that shit. That game fucking slaps. This is a Atlas. Someone check me on that. I'm pretty sure this is an Atlas RPG.
It's Atlas, yeah.
Yeah. This is an Atlas RPG that is really good. And it's one of those that just didn't go anywhere because, you know, it's not Persona or Etrian Odyssey for that matter. But it has a really cool mechanic where you're going through time and you're changing some events because you're trying to prevent the destruction of the world. So you're like jumping between two different timelines where a major split happens, and you like have to solve puzzles in one and then go back to the other, and it's like really well done. Fantastic game. It's where we get the "It's the enemy" line from.
Yep.
So
that is true.
Fucking great game. Play. You know what? I never played the fucking DS original, but play it, or play the 3DS version.
Before we move on, I looked up screenshots of Blob 2 for the Nintendo DS. It's a 2D platformer.
That's what I expected. All right, so let's move on to March. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about here. So, first game that came out was Pokemon Black and White for DS on the 6th, in North America specifically. That's a good game. I like that game.
Remember when this game came out and like
people didn't like it?
The internet fucking hated this game for some reason.
And it's funny too, because like we were not in that bubble.
No,
like we were in our own bubble. Like we were all like, oh, this game's pretty sweet. But like you look anywhere else and like most people are like, this game, meh. I don't like that I can't use Jigglypuff and Gyarados and Pikachu for like the 10th time. And it's like, bro, dude, these new Pokemon are kind of sick though.
They are, and people hated on them for no reason. And now everyone loves it. Although there are some people that
there are some, yeah. So there's like a new nostalgia culture, and then a new counter nostalgia culture going on with this generation. But I think that these games have definitely, by and large, gotten more love as time has gone on.
From day one, I have been of the opinion that these games are great and some of the best in the series, and everyone else can fuck off.
So I'm gonna just come out and say it. If we only consider just like the first initial pair of games of each generation, nothing that came out after in the generation, I think these might be the best pair, to be honest.
Yeah,
I think it's still arguable between this and Gold Silver. Like, I would probably go back and forth, but like, they're in contention. Like,
I would not argue against that. If someone,
in my opinion, anyway.
I don't know if I would necessarily pick them over Ruby and Sapphire, but if someone told me
that's fair,
Black and White is the best pair in the franchise, like the best first pair in the franchise, I would say that's a respectable opinion.
It's definitely one of like three that
the better ones
make an actual argument for.
Because
like Diamond Pearl,
no,
not really.
Like, and I say this as a Pearl stan. Like, I used to play a lot of Pearl. It's like, no, if you're gonna play Gen 4, if you want the unbiased take, you play Platinum.
Yeah.
And then
maybe Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl.
Yeah, basically anything. Well, Sun and Moon, not so much. But
Sun and Moon, I mean, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon is largely better.
Yeah, but what I was going to say, and then I cut myself off, was basically anything that released after this game, except for Sun and Moon, like, no.
especially if we're only considering the base game, no DLC, because like obviously if we have to be consistent with our standards. Yeah, no, nothing that came after Black and White is as good.
It's like it was really like this was like the peak of like Pokemon.
Peak Pokemon, yeah.
Honestly.
Peak Pokemon.
Like, and
Listen.
people really fucking hated it at the time. Like, not to continue to harp on that, but like, it was just insane. Like how like any like Pokemon based forum, or maybe not any Pokemon based forum, but like I remember like using the fucking Pokememes page on Memebase back in the day, and I had to like stop using it because every other post was just like new designs bad, old designs good.
And it's, I have to say, I mean, closing arguments here, there's one reason, one important reason why these games are so great. Because they had triple battles, and Landon got to spam bulldoze on my team.
It's true.
It's true.
Literally taught his whole party bulldoze and just spammed bulldoze, and I lost. It worked.
Some of that really meta play.
We'll definitely get more into it once we do the
future podcast episode.
The future podcast.
We'll talk more about Gen 5 when we get to Gen 5 on its own podcast, but we'll move on because we got a lot to go through. On the 8th, there was the release of Dragon Age 2 for Windows, PCs, Xbox 360, PS3.
Pass.
I never really got into the Dragon Age games.
I didn't either.
Yeah, me neither.
Not really my thing.
Nothing that like I look at and I'm like, oh, I would never play this. This looks dumb. Like it's just like, it's sure cool, I guess. Yeah.
There's definitely an audience for it, but I'm just not that audience.
The next week we got 2 releases. First was I might butcher the pronunciation of this one. Okamiden.
Yeah.
For Nintendo DS.
Okamiden.
I just didn't know where the
No Cloud, it's Okamiden.
Well, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if it was Okamiden or Okamiden.
You got it.
Okay, that was for Nintendo DS.
Jack.
I've played this game. I played this game. I'm pretty sure I bought this, if not the day it came out, like the month it came out, because I remember getting this around the same time that I got Pokemon Black and White, because I loved Okami, and I'm like, fuck yeah, new Okami game, and it's good. It's a really good game. I mean, it's basically just like a bite-sized version of Okami. Like, you literally play as a puppy version of Amaterasu, and it's really cute. And like, it honestly, for being like 3D models on the Nintendo DS, looks really good actually, and the cell shading helps with that.
That can be a hit or miss on the DS. So
yeah,
that's good to hear. And then the other game that came out, this one's for Al, who is currently in our chat. We got Yakuza 4 for PS3.
Yay!
We're just bringing it up because it is a prominent release. We just never played it.
Continue.
I
did. Okay.
Next up on the 22nd, we got 2 more games. First is Crysis 2 for Windows, PCs, Xbox 360, and PS3.
Unfortunately, not the correct Crysis.
Not the correct Crysis. Remember back in the day when like the bar for like having a PC, like a good PC, was like, can it run Crysis?
Yeah.
And that was like a meme for a really long time.
Yep.
Yeah, I haven't played this one. Back in the day, me, Landon, and Justin would play Crysis 3 because it was free on Plus that one time, and that was pretty fun, but haven't played this one, so pass.
And then finally, for the 22nd at least, we had Lego Star Wars 3: The Clone Wars, which was released on all available platforms at that time. We had PC, 360, PS3, PSP, Wii, DS, and later that year we would get a version for what we're about to talk about for a brief moment. The 3DS also got a version of this.
I have not played this specific Lego Star Wars, but I remember when this came out and a lot of people were like really hyping it up as like the best Lego Star Wars until like, I mean, this was before like the complete saga came out, and then like people basically started saying that was the best one, but like I remember people really liking this.
Yeah, I think I played a little bit with my brother at one point, but this was definitely like I had fallen off of that because we played a lot of like the first 2 on PS2. So But yeah.
All right. The 27th saw the launch of the Nintendo 3DS, as well as its launch lineup of games. There was quite a few. I don't remember all of them off the top of my head. I don't know. Did we want to look up that launch lineup?
Yeah, I'll look it up real quick. We'll rapid fire smash your pass.
I think most of it's going to be pass because it's a large launch lineup, but it is
the quality's
it's everywhere.
Let's see. Why is there no how is there not just a Wikipedia page
for launch lineups of games of systems? You would think, right?
Al, he probably won't mention a specific game in April.
All right, I found it via
not much added.
I found it via a pre-order checklist in a really low-res picture online, but here we go.
Go ahead.
Nintendogs and Cats. Pass. Didn't play this one.
Pass.
Super Street Fighter 4 3D.
Smash!
I did play this one, actually. This was one of the two 3DS games that I got when I first got my 3DS.
Honestly, of the few... I played a couple different versions of Street Fighter 4. This is the one I have the most playtime in, so that means it's the best one. IMO. Don't shoot me.
Lego Star Wars 3 The Clone Wars. We just talked about that.
Pass.
Splinter Cell 3D.
Never played it.
Pass. Ghost Recon Shadow Wars.
Pass.
Rayman 3D. This is literally just a 3DS version of Rayman 2, and I remember liking it. I mean, it's been a very long time since I've played actual Rayman 2, so I don't have that to compare it to, but I remember liking this version of the game. We have Asphalt 3D. I don't even know what that is.
It's a racing game.
Ass 3D.
Yeah, Asphalt. It's just a series of racing games, racing sims.
Super Monkey Ball 3D. Extremely hard pass. This game is shit. Rabbids 3D. Have not touched. Pass. The Sims 3D. Pass. Ridge Racer 3D. Pass. Dead or Alive Dimensions. I think this one got delayed because I actually do remember playing this game, but I don't think I bought it until 2 months after the 3DS came out. I could be wrong though. Hold on a second.
There's a lot of racing games.
Yeah, it's the
There's Pilot Wings Resort.
Yeah. Why is Pilot Wings Resort not on here? The hell? But yeah, I was right. Dead or Alive Dimensions came out on May 24th.
I was gonna say, I have an old article from Nintendo's own website where they list their launch lineup for the 3DS, and you actually listed one that wasn't on theirs, but I don't know. I got Pilot Wings Resort, all versions of Nintendogs and Cats. There's 3 different ones: Super Street Fighter 4, The Sims 3. PES Pro Evolution Soccer 2011 3D.
Wow.
Yeah. Lego Star Wars 3, Ridge Racer 3D, Super Monkey Ball 3D, Samurai Warriors Chronicles.
Pass.
Sure. Asphalt 3D, Tom Clancy Ghost Recon Shadow Wars, Tom Clancy Splinter Cell 3D, and Rayman 3D.
It was, the best game out of the whole list was Face Raiders.
Yeah, true.
The free software you got, where
Good
you
old
took a photo of your fucking friends and then you shot them.
Yeah.
AR card reader though.
Yeah. So there you go.
I'm ready to debate you. I'm more of an AR card guy myself.
Well, we can talk about that in a later podcast. Talk about the
True.
next
Let's
thing.
move on. The big game that Landon's gonna talk way too long about, I'm sure. On the 29th. The Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky, PSP.
Yay!
Hooray, we finally got a 2004 game that released in Japan.
Yay!
Hey.
I mean, Yeah, it came out at the beginning of the PSP's life over in Japan, and it took all the way till the end of the PSP's life to come out elsewhere.
It was like a PC game actually at first, but yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. You mentioned that.
It was this game started out as like a PC game at the time, and then they ported it to the PSP. But yeah, like it took until like the ass end of the PSP's life cycle for us to start getting these games. And this is the only one we got a physical PSP release for. The second one got a digital one. And then the third one did not come out for the PSP out here. So, fuck you if you're trying to carry save data over. But we did a Let's Play of this game with the PSP version through PSTV. And, I mean, fuck, man. These are really good games, and it's just like this one really starts to build the world, and you just fall in love with the characters. I feel like it's got really great combat, and just the start of a fucking fantastic storyline.
All right, we're gonna move on to April. There's actually very few titles that came out in April. First, on the 11th, we have Limbo, released on Xbox Live at first, and then it would come out on PC and through PlayStation Network later that year.
Smash.
Take the floor.
Oh.
Go watch that LP.
Go watch the Limbo Let's Play.
Yeah.
It's a good Let's Play.
Really
I love Limbo.
Fun. Like, this
it's really fun.
A really good 2D puzzle platformer.
Really fun. Really incredible atmosphere.
Yep.
Like, short game, but doesn't matter. Like, turn the lights off and play this on a fucking spooky evening in October, and it's like prime.
Or turn the
playing
lights
experience.
on and play it in the middle of May.
Or whenever.
Yeah, play it whenever.
But just like the Halloween additive, the additional Spookfest.
It's Spookfest.
This is a Spookfest
year-round.
title. Still.
All right. On the 19th, we had 2 games come out. I'll go over one of them real quick because I'm sure the other one, these guys will have some stuff to talk about.
Nope.
First one is Mortal Kombat 9 for PS3 and 360. Honestly, thank you, Landon, for mentioning that it is MK9 in parentheses, because I forgot that Mortal Kombat 9 did not actually have the title Mortal Kombat 9. I would have forgotten.
I did that because I was just like, the Wikipedia
Why, right?
says Mortal Kombat, and I have to remember which one this is, even though I know which one this is.
I would have... The Mortal Kombat games have some weird naming conventions sometimes. I mean, we literally just got a Mortal Kombat called Mortal Kombat 1. So, like...
Well, we got Mortal Kombat 11 before that, and then it went to 1, yeah. And wasn't this one... Didn't this one serve as like a fucking reboot to the whole...
Yes, it was.
And that's
now that
part
I remember.
of it, but then they went to Mortal Kombat 10 with the next one. It was like, what's
yeah,
the
so
point?
like what... Exactly.
Get the
like,
fuck
what
out
is
of
going
here
on
with that
here?
shit. So yeah.
Anything to add, Jack?
Nah.
All right, and then the other game that came out that day was Portal 2 for PCs, Mac, PS3, and 360.
Fuck yeah. I love this game. This is probably the best game to come out this year, honestly. Wow, that's my opinion.
And he says that after we just talked about The Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky featuring Olivier.
I'm not surprised that
true.
Jack would say Portal 2. I would disagree, but I think he's probably got a good case.
It's my favorite game on this list.
You sure? Did you read the whole list?
Yeah.
Did you read, like, Kirby's Return to Dreamland?
And Sonic Generations?
He didn't read the list, folks. That's
I've read the list. I'm aware of what came out this year. Shut the fuck up. I will. I'm going to say that Portal 2 is better than those games.
Okay.
We'll get to it.
And
at
I love
the end,
those.
I think when we can.
And I love those two games too.
I think we could talk at the end about how everything compares, because 2011 seems like a pretty stacked year when everything is accounted for. So
I'm just trying to rile them up.
Anything else to add about Portal 2, Jack, before we move on?
I mean, I love this game. It has incredible dialogue, really good puzzles. I love the characters. Fucking just the lore, the fucking story, the way it progresses is really fun. It fixes the main problem that people had with Portal 1, is that it was too short. So here's Portal, but it's even longer. So, and it's still not super long. You could beat this in like, this is like a 6-hour game.
That's what I think I remember you mentioning in the past.
Let's see. 8.5-hour story, according to How Long to Beat. And it's got multiplayer too, so it has like even more levels if you have a friend to play with, and those are really fun too. So, yeah. Good game.
Al, what game did you want us to mention in April? You can continue while we wait for that.
Was there another game in April?
Well, he just said, I wonder if Cloud will mention a specific game in April, and I told him probably not. So now I'm giving him the chance to let us know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
What game is it?
Anyway, May.
I forgot. Wait.
What?
I'm trying to think if, like... Nah, anyway, moving on to May.
I don't know.
I'll probably say it in the chat.
Oh.
We got May 10th. There was the release...
Super Robot
Oh,
Wars
I didn't realize that... I didn't realize that game... I forgot that game came out. So it didn't come out over here is the thing. It came out in Japan.
That's the issue.
I played a translation patch.
We are working off of basically almost strictly a US release.
Right.
For games. So, yeah.
Right. So if it didn't come out over here, it's not going to be on the list.
And that's why we're including The Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky.
Because it took till 2011.
A 2004 game.
May 10th saw the release of Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D's World Championship 2011 over the Nexus for Nintendo DS. I put this on here because, fun fact, or maybe not so fun fact, this is the last Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship game.
Ever?
The last. They didn't release a single Yu-Gi-Oh! Game titled World Championship afterwards. This is the last one.
Damn.
I don't know why. Like, they have released other Yu-Gi-Oh! Games that have the official rules that, like Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy, the Duelist, and the Switch version Link Evolution. But as far as, like, following, like, the World Championship and, like, the ban list and everything, and, like, having, like, a story about, like, the World Championship sub-series is done after this game. This is the last one. So I just felt like putting it on here because it is worth mentioning. So, RIP World Championship. Yep. And then also released on the 10th was Lego Pirates of the Caribbean, the video game. This was on all platforms except for, like, PC. So,
I think
3DS,
it came out on PC later anyway, but yeah.
Yeah. 3DS, PS3, Wii, DS, PSP, Xbox 360, like, with all that. Yeah.
We're at 2 Lego games for the year, folks.
2.
Keep
a tally.
Keep a tally.
They were really pumping them out that year.
I was going to say, if I had alcohol, I'd be like, take a shot whenever you're
Take a fucking shot.
All right, moving on, though. We got on the 16th, the game Terraria. This was the original release on Windows. It would come out to other platforms later. But I haven't played this one, but it is kind of a big deal. Like, there is a cult following for this game. So, Terraria.
I have played Terraria, like, a decent amount, I think. I don't remember what my playtime is on Steam. I want to say, like, probably 10 or 12 hours. But, like, I've never gone out of my way to play this game myself. I've never really had an interest in playing it by myself. Every time I've played it, it's been if, like, friends want to play it, and I'll be like, yeah, sure. I was way overestimating how long I played it, though. It says I played it for 3.7 hours.
That sounds about right, actually.
But it's fine. It's not really for me. Like, it's basically just like 2D side-scrolling Minecraft, which you think would be like more up my alley than actual Minecraft, but surprisingly it's the opposite. Because, I don't know, the game just feels really, like, clunky to play, honestly. And, I don't know, I've just never really been a fan of the way it, like, controlled or, like, just the interface in general.
From what I've been told by a friend who plays way too much Terraria, it has definitely improved over the years since the original release. But I also haven't played it since, like, 2011 myself. Same with Minecraft. So,
Yeah.
God, if you tried to play Minecraft now, you'd be like, what the hell is all this?
Yeah,
it's so
I
different.
think the last time I played Minecraft was in college. Someone would make like levels in Minecraft, and I would make levels in a fan ROM of Super Mario Brothers with Portal Gun, and we like trade off and do like see if the other one could beat that thing. So it was probably like 2012, 2013 was like the last time I played Minecraft. But yeah, no. Terraria is okay.
Okay. We're going to move on to the last game of this month, released the next day on PS3 and 360, L.A. Noire.
I doubt that.
Doubt.
I doubt that.
Press X to doubt.
Press X to doubt. I've never played this game, but I watched a full Let's Play of it back in the day, so I know the story at least. It's fine.
It's fine. There you go. Moving on to June.
That's it.
I have no real interest in playing it myself, honestly.
Released on PS3 on the 7th of June. It was Infamous 2.
Landon, you've played this one, right?
Nope.
Oh, wait, which one have you played?
Second Son for the
Second
PS3.
Son. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I do want to purchase this video game. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
I've not played this one.
Yeah.
On the 14th, we got two games. The first one, released for PC, PS3, and Xbox 360 after being in development hell for a really long time. Duke Nukem Forever.
Yeah.
Finally comes out.
Fucking
You
sucks.
You can't have a good year in gaming without a fucking garbage ass dumpster fire game to go with it.
I have played this game.
I'm sorry.
Oh god. Please tell me about your experience.
It's really bad. It's really bad. It's been a long time since I played it, but I remember playing like the first 2 or 3 hours of this game. Yeah, it controls like shit. It's really clunky. It's super glitchy. It's everything that you've heard about it. It's bad.
Yeah. There you go. And then the other game that came out on the same platforms, Alice Madness Returns, which is a new Alice in Wonderland game. It's okay, I guess. I don't know. I didn't play it. I don't know.
This one was definitely a cult classic because a lot of people.
I have heard some decent things.
Yeah,
I remember this one was like.
And was like, actually, that's a fun game, and now it's like $85.
Really?
Yeah, it's a spin. I'll pull up the eBay while you talk about the next hot
game.
Garbage.
Landon says it's hot garbage because on the 3DS on the 19th we got The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time 3D.
This is the most playable version of Ocarina of Time.
This is the best version of Ocarina of Time.
That is true. Okay, I slightly overestimated Alice Madness Returns. Complete in box version for PS3 goes for about $60, but still
about 60.
Expensive.
Yeah,
it's about
full retail price for.
It's what you would have paid for it back in the day.
Yeah, well, $10 more-ish. A lot of these games.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
50.
I do remember a lot of PS3 and 360 games were still coming in at 50. So.
At what point did that change, like, completely?
I mean, it was definitely changed by the release of the PS4 and Xbox One, but there was a couple there was a couple games here and there that were kind of like how they do like $70 games sparingly at first, until we just kind of went full, blown, $70 full retail for anything not Nintendo. There was a period where there was like a couple games here and there were $60 at the end of that generation.
I'm seeing
common.
I'm seeing like 2006 for when games started coming out for $60, and that might not necessarily have been every game was $60, but definitely like the AAA titles were.
It was sparingly, but yeah, it was a lot. It was the whole generation. I forgot.
I'm going to assume, based off of
this was a $50
basis
game.
In fact, that Alice Madness Returns $50 game.
I fully believe that it was a $50 game when it launched, even if $60 games did exist.
Yeah.
To continue going back to Ocarina of Time 3D, we did talk about this game in our part 1 of the Legend of Zelda series retrospective, because it's tied to the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, and that was part of the first half. So, I mean, we've probably said enough about that game in that podcast. Is there anything we'd like to add real quick before we move on?
God, I wish I could have played this version for the channel. Fuck, why did I have to play the 64 version?
I would say this is probably like the first noteworthy game for the 3DS, in my opinion, at least.
After Face Raiders and AR card games.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
That's so sad that you have to go months without like anything.
4 months before because I mean
there really wasn't
rough times.
Yeah, I mean I know Nintendogs and Cats was like technically a first party title, but like this is the first party Nintendo 3DS game.
I mean, Pilot Wings was also a first party title.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so this was like the first like killer app for the system.
Yes.
It still took 4 months to get a killer app for your system. Now, let's be real. There's systems that have gone a much longer time without a killer app.
Yeah, PS3. The PS5 still doesn't have one.
No,
Buzzing.
They have the Legend of Heroes Trails into Reverie PS5 version.
Oh, okay, never mind. They have something.
Yeah.
But is that an exclusive? I mean, I know you said PS5 version, but are there other versions of the game?
Yeah, Switch and PS4.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but the models look slightly nicer, so.
Well,
Olivier's in that version.
Damn, you know what?
The other versions, but don't tell them that.
All right, so we're gonna move on. The last game of the month on the 28th was
this one's for Al.
Dynasty Warriors Gundam 3 for PS3 and 360.
That one's for you.
A Gundam game with Dynasty Warriors. I mean, Dynasty Warriors games are pretty fun, even if they're not always good. And having Gundam, that's pretty cool. I haven't played any of these, though. Did
not include the other Dynasty Warriors game that came out. I'm pretty sure 7 also came out this year, but I included this one for Al.
Dynasty Warriors 7 did come out this year. I forget when it came out, but honestly, 7's not even one of the ones that like people really talk about, so it's no big deal.
But I did this for Al. There you go, Al.
Yep. All right, we got July. There was a couple games, not a whole lot. First released on the 5th, and I put this in, I'll mention why. For PS3, you had PlayStation Move Ape Escape, which, as the name implies, requires PlayStation Move. It is a basic rail shooter with Ape Escape. I mention this because this is the last Ape Escape game that ever came out. The last new Ape Escape release is this piece of shit.
Good.
Damn.
Sony hates Ape Escape and Ape Escape fans.
Sony hates all of their fans of like fucking good games.
They hate their fans of anything that's not the Naughty Dog games at this point.
Well,
yeah, pretty much. Moving on though, we also had the release on the 20th of Bastion, originally on Xbox Live Arcade, but would come out on Windows and PSN later that year.
Smash, 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 smash. Good game. Good game. Good game.
Fucking shit. Ugh.
I would not play this until next year, though. I mean, same with Limbo. Actually, we got this and that in the fucking humble indie bundle.
Yeah,
back in
that's
the
when I
day.
played mine for both of
The
them.
classic package.
So good.
But yeah,
Got some big indie releases this year. Limbo, you got Bastion.
This was another killer year for just like what would become big name like indie titles. Bastion was fucking one of the first ones from Supergiant Games.
Yep.
Yeah. We got it right. I had to think about it. But yeah, Supergiant Games, who would later on do Transistor, Pyre, Hades. Bastion was their first one. Fucking great. Like 2D, 3D.
It's like isometric. It's like isometric, like action puzzle combat game.
Fucking cock out.
No, that's the next game.
Yeah, beat 'em up game, like just action smash 'em game. That was fucking great. Good story, great voice work.
Yeah, the narrator in this game.
Fucking great. Fucking great. Good game.
So good.
Good game. Still waiting for physical Switch release. Come on, make it happen.
Please.
Released on July 26th for PS3 and 360 was Catherine. I have not played this game. But
I also have not played this game, but I'm very familiar with it, and I know like the whole story. I've seen a Let's Play of this game as well.
I've probably purchased this game like 2 or 3 times at this point. That's probably an overstatement. I definitely purchased it once, at the very least. But I've yet to ever play it, and who knows? Oh well.
So we're going to go through one more month, and then after that, we're going to take a quick break because obviously the holiday season is very game releases are always very holiday heavy. So we're going to be doing a lot more from September onward. But let's just go through August real quick. The first big release was one I put here on the 4th, released on iOS, is Temple Run, which say whatever you will about Temple Run. It spawned a whole wave of games on mobile devices. So credit where it's due. Temple Run, everybody, 2011.
I honestly had no idea why you included this, and I still don't.
Like I said, we may not play these kind of games, but it is a very big release for mobile gaming. So
I will say, when this game came out, because I was still in high school at the time, huge. Like, everyone was fucking playing this game back then. Like, maybe people that don't play video games were, like, obsessed with Temple Run. And I'm like, I played it a couple times because I did not have a smartphone or an iPod Touch. So,
see,
it is, like, one of the biggest, like, grandfathers of like, mobile phone games.
I had, like a flip phone still at the time. So, like...
Yeah. I had a slide phone when this came out.
Yeah, so like this is like
I
literally never heard of this game until you included it on the list. To be,
are you serious?
Yes,
I had a little.
That's crazy.
BlackBerry. I had a little BlackBerry ripoff style phone from Huawei. That was my first phone. So
it's funny because you just completely avoided this game, and I couldn't avoid. I couldn't escape it.
It was everywhere.
It was everywhere.
I
never
heard of
played
this game
it
before this, so that's why I was very confused. But I was like, he's technically in charge. I'll let him include whatever he wants.
I never played it, but this was 2011 was the first year that I really had like a full-time job, and like a lot of my coworkers who were more financially well off, either because of their family or whatever, they had they had the devices that could play this, and they were all about this game. I was like, I don't know what this game is, but like, it was definitely like the first sign that I was like, oh, games on your phone is going to be a thing in the coming years. Okay, like, so I did want to mention it just because. Next game that came, actually, before we get to another game, on the 12th, but yeah. Before we get to the other two games, on the 12th, we had the 3DS getting a huge price cut. This is a big deal. We'll talk about it more on the podcast, but we do want to mention it's a really big event. It was slashed from $250 US dollars to $170, and they had an ambassador program that went with it. So, I mean, it was pretty huge. Like I said, we'll talk more about this when we talk about the 3DS, I'm sure. So, on the 16th, we had the release of No More Heroes, Heroes Paradise for PS3. That is a PS3 port of the original No More Heroes on the Wii. I don't know. I don't remember what I was hearing about it as like
I've played this one.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Does it just not feel quite the same because you don't have like the controls?
100%. It just doesn't feel quite right. Like, it plays perfectly fine, but it's
the game doesn't hit because you gotta have the air jacking off with the Wii remote
exactly
to charge the battery on your lightsaber.
If I can't masturbate during the middle of a game, is it really worth my time?
Exactly.
There you go.
Plus, you can't play No More Heroes, Heroes Paradise with your arms crossed. So, there you go.
Bad game design.
Bad game design.
And then on the 23rd, we had Deus Ex Human Revolution for Windows, PS3, and 360. It was kind of a big game, but I didn't play it. So
I remember this being a really big game, actually. Like, a lot of people really liked this game, but I've not played it.
Yeah. All right. So Landon is going to get up.
I'm going to get up too.
As usual, I'm going to have to try and see if I can remember what these guys are doing on their things. But anyway, thank you everybody who's tuned in so far. As always, we want to give a shout out to everybody who supports our channel over on Patreon, specifically at the $6 Gold Stooge tier. As always, we've got Pixel Vixen. RIP 10 Desires. I didn't mention it because, again, not actually released in the US. It was not brought to Steam until later, so I didn't have it. But yeah, thank you for everybody who's tuned in. We've been doing polls on Patreon. We actually had the poll that decided this was going to be the topic of what we'd be talking about. Wait, no, that was visual presentation and games. Was a previous topic that we were talking about. So we are going to have another poll in the near future to discuss what we're going to talk about after the next episode, I'm sure. We have twitch.tv/GamingStooges, which is what we're doing with our live stream for this episode right here. And for that, we've been doing Lexine's Quest some more, of course. We've got Uncharted 4 now. We've got Landon has been. What have you been doing currently? You've been kind of bouncing around on Twitch.
So I finished the Oregon Trail, and we are returning back to hopefully finish up Dragon Warrior Monsters next week. I had to do some off-screen grinding, which is why we moved into the Oregon Trail as a stopgap for 2.5 weeks. But now we are back. Played more of that as well last stream. And then I don't know what's going to happen after that because there's probably about a stream left. So we'll see.
All right. So, yeah, I mentioned we started Uncharted 4. Yeah. How's Uncharted 4 going, Jack?
Awful.
Yeah, it's terrible. I hate this game. I got lost a couple times in the last stream, but otherwise it's been going pretty good. I'm enjoying myself.
I've been playing Lexine's Quest. We're getting pretty far in. Landon's been fixing up the game as we go along in order to keep me sucked in and playing his game for the rest of time. I think this is an evil plot that he's concocted, and I just am realizing it now. So that's cool. One day, maybe, I will defeat Lexine's Quest, a certain generic RPG. So Jack and Landon are showing off. They've got Tillamook merchandise.
Well, I have merchandise. Landon has ice cream.
I have Mountain Huckleberry ice cream.
Mountain Huckleberry. That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to move on to September. The last 4 months have a lot to talk about, and we are already an hour in. So let's
bust
head
through.
on in. We got 3 games that came out on September 6th. The first one, Dead Island
Pass.
for Windows, PS3,
Pass.
and 360.
I know this
Next
game was really
was-
big at the time, but pass.
We got Resistance 3 for PS3.
Pass.
Pass.
And then Disgaea 4, A Promise Unforgotten as well for PS3.
Pass.
I haven't played Disgaea 4. Like, all the Disgaea games, they seem like it'd be a fun time, but like, I played the first one, I played the second one. If you've played a Disgaea game, you know how literally all of them are going to play. It's going to be the same thing every single time, the same exact feeling, pacing, everything. So like, it's one of those things where like either you're on board to just grind through every entry in the series, or you are just not. So, and then we have on the 9th, we've got Star Fox 64 3D for 3DS.
This game is really important for one major reason, and I want to talk about it real quick. This game, because before this game, Nintendo always used to release their game on Sundays because, you know, they don't want kids to skip school to buy their games on launch day. This game was originally going to come out on 9/11. The 10th anniversary of 9/11, and Nintendo, realizing this almost way too late, decided to move up the release date 2 days. And ever since this game, they have been releasing new games on Fridays instead of Sundays.
They have now moved
It's like
to
they-
Thursday, actually. But
It's
that's
like
very recent.
they changed the release to
Literally.
Fridays and then committed to the bit just to get away from the possibility. And
I'm
then
so serious.
It's so bad that the game that was going to release was fucking Star Fox 64, where you fly a plane.
Yep.
Into buildings,
And
too.
definitely into buildings, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
you can't help but run into buildings in this game.
I will say, I think a game later this month is an exception to that, but I know another game later on is
Yeah.
that's odd.
All right, so moving on, we got on the 13th, there was the release of Bit Trip Saga for 3DS. That is a 3DS collection of all of the Bit Trip games that were released on WiiWare. Does not come with the bonus content from Complete that was released on Wii. That was released after or before this version?
Oh, you would ask me a question.
I don't remember, but basically the Wii game is Bit Trip Complete if you wanted the whole package. If you want it on 3DS, it doesn't have all the extra content that they added in specifically for Complete, but you do get all 6 of the games. I do really like this game though, because I think the Bit Trip games, because of their simplicity, look really good with the 3D effect on.
According to the internet, Bit Trip Complete came out the same day, so...
And it wasn't listed on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Okay, well then we're just gonna go with that. Bit Trip Complete and Bit Trip Saga both came out then. It's a good thing I just brought up Bit Trip Complete then.
Yeah. But Bit Trip, like, either version, solid fucking way to go. You can either have, like, the completely mobile and having 3D effect with Bit Trip Saga, or you can have the bonus 20 like levels for every single game with Complete. And either way, you're running away with some good shit.
Good value.
Yeah.
I will say I do think that Bit Trip Saga is incredibly solid. It is definitely one of the best 3DS games from this year. No question.
Completely unrelated, and by that I mean it's related. I have a signed copy of Bit Trip Complete for the Wii.
Nice. Oh, that's right. I think I remember showing that off. Yeah, that is cool. Jack, do you have anything to add about Bit Trip Saga, Bit Trip Complete?
Never played these packages actually, so I do not.
Ooh, you are missing out.
I'm sorry.
How dare you claim Portal 2
especially,
is the best game released this year?
Especially if you haven't played like Bit Trip with the 3D effect on, dude, it's an experience. It really is.
He's making
like I'm with Landon on this one, dude. Like you gotta play at least get a copy of Saga. At least get a copy of Saga, turn the 3D up, and just fucking play it. It is really cool.
All my homies love Bit Trip over Portal 2.
Anyway, released on the 19th.
Show me where I can find a copy.
All right,
and I'll fucking play it.
I'll do it.
So on the 19th, we have 2 games released, and not just 2 games for the same system.
No way.
For the Nintendo DS, first was Dragon Quest Monsters Joker 2. So another game in the Dragon Quest Monsters series.
Have not played.
And Kirby Mass Attack.
Angry. I mean, I want to talk about it, so I can't pass, but it's an angry smash.
Yeah, it's
hateful smash.
Hateful smash.
Like, it's not a bad game.
It's one of my least favorite Kirby games.
Among Kirby games, it is the least favorite that I've played. I know a lot of people aren't big on like Amazing Mirror. I like Amazing Mirror. I don't care for this game.
I would rather play Amazing Mirror over this.
It's so hard to control all those Kirbys, and it actually is physically exhausting.
It's damn new and factory sealed for $18.
You'd be a fool not to buy that, Jack.
I'm going to buy that as soon as we're done with this podcast. Wow.
I showed him where he could buy it, folks.
All right, you know what?
Factory sealed.
Yeah.
Factory
sealed. $18.
Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong with that.
I will. One thing I was going to say: this game came out on a Monday for some reason. So not every game following Star Fox 64 3D followed the Friday rule, but I know. Spoiler alert: Skyward Sword was released on a Friday.
Yes,
I remember because it was the Friday after Thanksgiving. It was Black Friday, wasn't it?
I believe.
Or was it the week before? I don't remember.
It was before.
Was it? Okay.
It was the 20th, so it was before.
Okay. I was off a little bit.
So yeah. On the 20th, speaking of which, we have 2 more games the very next day. There was Gears of War 3 for 360.
Cool. Sure. I mean, yeah, I never played it.
It released.
And
it released.
Released digitally was Resident Evil 4 HD on Xbox Live Arcade and PlayStation Network.
Boo.
You hated that?
I hated it because it's digital only.
Oh, okay.
I've not played this particular version of Resident Evil 4, so I have no clue.
Get out of here.
On the 27th, released on PS3. Interestingly enough, they were still doing these kind of games very late in the PS3's life, but Ico and Shadow of the Colossus collection.
Smash.
This is a really good pairing of games, I will admit.
So, since we're on the topic, I believe one of the God of War collections came out in 2011 as well. But Ico and Shadow of the Colossus is the one I cared about more, so I included it, and I was like, I don't care about God of War. I'm going to kick it. So I did. Ico and Shadow of the Colossus, 2 fantastic PS2 games, and just brought over to the PS3. You can play them. They're smelly.
Suck on that. It was the God of War Origins collection, which is the 2 PSP games in one package on the PS3.
And I didn't.
That's not even the 2 that people should
Well, the thing is, okay, God of War 1 and 2 came out in a package on the PS3 in 2009. So they had done that already.
That's true.
And then they also they also released the God of War Saga, which includes all 5 games in one package the next year. So
that's good. That's good. Then.
The 2 PSP games were digital only, like on a voucher.
Oh,
So it's only 1 and 2 on a disc, 3 on another disc. And then Ascension was never released in.
Why
any
people
of these
do that?
why would they not? Why would they not just make it one 3-disc package?
Excellent question, Sony. Call in.
Because they didn't want to pay money for the extra discs, even though it's like 10
Sony.
cents for even like well, Blu-ray, I guess maybe like 50 cents, but still, like it's like pennies for a disc, and they were just like, nah, no. Anyway,
A voucher is all they get.
Yep. So at the end of the month, on the 28th, we got Binding of Isaac released on Windows, PCs, 360, and PS3.
There are some people that really get into this game.
I had a
I'm
friend
not
that was
one.
like super into this game.
I am not one of those people, but like there are some people that have played like thousands of hours in this game.
I played it a bit and I enjoyed it. It was definitely like at the very beginning of like, I would say like the roguelike craze that has continued on today.
Yeah.
You have some like examples of roguelikes prior to this, but this was definitely like, this and Rogue Legacy were like definitely like 2 games that like really teed off what I feel like has become like the roguelike genre.
Damn, I thought I owned The Binding of Isaac on Steam. Apparently I don't.
Damn.
I've definitely played it. I mean, you know, I have experience with this game. It's not like it's fun, and I can definitely see the appeal. Like I could see myself getting into it, but it's just didn't really click with me when I did play it. But yeah, I think like my friend Nate has like over 1,000 hours in this game. It's kind of ridiculous.
Gross.
All right, and then moving on to October, released on the 4th on PS3 and 360, the meme, the legend, possibly IGN's favorite game of all time, Dark Souls.
Pass. Hard pass. Not the hardest pass for this year, but hard pass.
Pass. I don't know.
I'm interested in playing it, but like
I need to
it's low
sit
on
down
my
and give Dark Souls a more fair shot, honestly, because like I haven't played too much of them. I've played like bits and pieces of them here and there, and I've played like a few hours of Bloodborne, but I didn't really get into it. I mean, I definitely see the appeal, but it's not something
Dark
I've been able to get into yet.
Dark Souls feels like the kind of game series, not just this game, but game series to me, where like it's the opposite of that viral tweet problem where it's like, this game's good if you don't have a bitch in your ear telling you it sucks. Instead, it's more like, this game's probably good if you don't have everybody shoving it down your throat that it's good. Like if you could just play it and not have anybody like running to talk about it, it's probably pretty good. But I just haven't gotten around to it because fucking overhyped. But I'm sure it's good.
It's very overhyped.
A week later, on the 11th for 360, we got Forza Motorsport 4.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cars.
On the 16th, released on most platforms. At this point, probably the actual active platforms, because this is when we're starting to see the winding down of previous generation handhelds. You got Skylanders, Spyro's Adventure for Windows, PCs, 3DS, PS3, Wii, and 360. Oh boy, Skylanders!
Death
This
of
is
an
when they
icon.
decide.
Yep.
This is when they decided to take my boy Spyro out back and fucking mutilate him.
They didn't shoot him.
He's
They mutilated him.
He's not even a prominent character in this game.
They
He's just
skinned
there
him
for the name.
and presented his skin puppet to the world.
His skin puppet.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Good description.
I mean,
That was released on the 16th, in case I didn't mention it. 18th, we got three games actually. First, we got Batman Arkham City for PS3 and 360.
Batman Arkham City.
Jack, you want to tell us about Batman Arkham City?
Yeah.
He hates it.
I like this. I like this game.
is it
this
your
game's
favorite
fun.
game that got released this year? Huh?
No.
Huh?
To answer Al's
not.
question, yes, that version of Spyro in Skylanders looked really weird. But yeah, Jack, Batman Arkham City. It's not your favorite game from this year because Portal 2 is.
Yeah, no, it's not. Like I said.
This is a packed year for you, though.
Oh yeah, no, there's a ton of great games that came out this year.
It's like the year of Jack.
Man, I forgot what game we were talking about for a second.
Batman Arkham City.
I mean, I really liked Arkham Asylum, but like story-wise, gameplay progression, pretty linear. Arkham City, open world game. You get to fly around Arkham as Batman. It's fun. You get to fly above a group of mooks, and you hear one of them go, "It's the Bat!" And then they try and get you. But I mean, there's just like a ton to do in this game. Honestly, too much to do in this game. There's too many Riddler trophies. I'd never bothered to collect all of those. But there's just like a lot of like nooks and crannies to explore. This game is like really well designed. It has like good boss fights. It has a really great story. The characters they use in this game are like really well represented. Well, I mean, not well represented, but like
portrayed well.
Portrayed well, yeah. Yeah, no, I love this game.
Do you want to also tell us about the next game that also came out on the same day for PS3, Ratchet and Clank All for One?
I can. I don't have much to say about it because, to be quite honest, I never got very far in this game. Not that I hated it by any means, just by Ratchet standards, it wasn't anything too special, and I only got like probably 4 hours in before stopping. It's definitely a game that's like built around the multiplayer, and considering I was playing it myself, it just felt kind of hollow.
Yeah, I was never interested in this game. Like, on the games that I'm like collecting for the series, like this is off my radar.
Do you want my copy?
Sure.
But no, it's not a bad game by any means. There's just like way better Ratchet games. There's better Ratchet games on this system, like at least 2 of them. But yeah, no, it's fine.
And then also released on this day for PS3 and 360. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what this game is, but Landon put it here, so I assume he has something to say about Rocksmith.
I'm surprised you don't know what Rocksmith is. Okay, so Rocksmith is like
ring a bell.
Rocksmith is a game where you have an actual guitar, and it's like Guitar Hero where it has like the note highway, but you see like the strings and frets, and like it tells you like what chords to play and like which
I think
notes.
I vaguely remember seeing something about it, but it definitely
I've never played it, but from what people have said, it is actually a pretty good like guitar teacher. So like if you want to learn how to play guitar, play Rocksmith. I don't know for sure if it works with every guitar. I mean, I know there's I have no clue what the actual kind of hookup is from like the guitar that comes with it. But from what I understand, it works with supposedly any guitar, but I have no actual idea.
More importantly, the next game that came out for the Wii on October 24th, Kirby's Return to Dreamland.
Kirby's Return to Dreamland, baby. Smash.
I still need to play this game.
Go watch that LP.
Do it.
That LP is like probably our single most popular Let's Play on YouTube.
It's
like
kind of sad.
The views on it are pretty crazy. I have no idea why, but people wanted.
It turns out when you get both of you guys in an actual room together,
yeah, apparently
people love you.
That's the secret to our success, is that we need to do more Let's Plays in person.
Well, oh well.
When do we get the Gaming Stooges studio so we can go back to Let's Plays?
Maybe someday.
One day. But I'll tell you right now, we're not moving to LA for that. Oh my god, is shit expensive there.
Fuck. Well, that's for when we're like millionaires and we make it really big. And then we still don't move to LA because gross.
Yeah, exactly. What's worse? What's worse, moving to LA or moving to anywhere in Ohio?
I would rather live in Ohio than LA. It would be more affordable, and it's closer to home and my friends. So, yeah.
True. All right, well, there you go. And then the last game that came out in October on the 25th, the day after Kirby, Battlefield 3 for PC, 360, and PS3.
Sure.
This game This game was literally like $1 by the time I started working at GameStop. Like,
That's funny.
Less than
3
3
later.
years. Yeah, this game is like in every like used game stores like bargain bin. Like everyone has like 1 million copies of this game.
It's sad. That's its only claim to
All right, we're going to move on to November. November is a packed month.
We're going to have to cut some things for time. So skip the first 3
and
things.
third games.
No, skip the first 3 games. Just mention 4 or 5. You can skip 6, 7. You can
All
keep
right.
8. Skip the rest.
All right, anyway, we're going to start with the games released on the 1st. You've got, I'll get the first one out of the way because it's probably, or the second one out of the way first, rather. GoldenEye 007 Reloaded for PS3 360.
Wow.
I've never played this one, but I've heard it's bad.
I don't know. I played the GoldenEye 007 game that was out on the Wii, but not this one, so.
Yeah, I heard that one was pretty good, but I've heard this one was bad.
I'm glad I didn't play that one then.
Definitely
Yeah.
not a spoonful of Tillamook's Mountain Huckleberry ice cream.
Let's talk about Uncharted 3 Drake's Deception for PS3.
Gross.
Hey, I LP'd that game.
Gross.
Want to talk about Uncharted 3 Drake's Deception real quick?
This was one of the 4 PS3 games that I first got when I got my PS3, including the bundle that came with the system, the 2 games that we already mentioned, and we're going to get to the other game right after this. Uncharted 3 is a solid game. I mean, go watch that LP. It's not my favorite game in the franchise, but like for it being the 3rd best in a game with 4 mainline out of the mainline games, because I haven't fully played
Lost Legacy.
or at least I don't Lost Legacy, yeah. And I haven't really touched Golden Abyss. But out of the 4 main games, it's number 3 on this from best to worst. Or best to least best, because honestly they're all good games, but I fucking love this game. I mean, I remember really I beat this game in I think 2 days when I first got it. Like I was pretty addicted to it.
All right.
It's fine. It's whatever. It's kind of smells.
Kind of smells like sand
Smells
and
you know how,
plain
like,
fuel.
the smell of sand, Cloud. You know
Yeah.
what that smells like?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, that's what this game smells like.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
not unpleasant, but it's also very plain.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like when you get sand caught up your nostril. You know what that smells like?
ugh.
Yeah, it's like that.
Moving the goalpost on me here. At first, we just went to sand, and then it's sand in your nostril.
Do you know what sand in your butt crack smells like?
No!
Yes, actually.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Oh, God. Anyway, the last game that came out on November 1st, released on PS3 and 360 originally, and then being released on PC, as well as there was a 3DS version. It's not the exact same game, to be fair. But we got Sonic Generations.
Yeah!
That's a big ol' smash.
The day that this game came out to Christmas of that year was the longest 55 days of my life, I think. Just
This
like,
is the game that sold me the PS3. This is the killer
Yeah.
app for me for the
Yeah.
PS3.
Yeah.
I did not have a new console, a new generation console, technically. I mean, I had a Wii, but I didn't have an HD, like, PS3 or 360 until this game was coming out.
like, yeah. I was really fucking excited for this game, and I did not have the money for a PS3, so I just got it for Christmas that year, and I got it with this and Uncharted 4. Or Uncharted 3, excuse me, Jesus. Not Uncharted 4. And I played the shit out of this game, too. I beat this in a day.
As of the making of this podcast episode, Sonic Cross Shadow Generations has not released yet, but I'm so excited for it.
I am too,
He's
honestly.
He's not.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I love the shit out of Sonic Generations, so I'm sure Sonic Cross Shadow Generations, unless they royally fuck up the physics, it's probably going to be really good.
I hope they fuck up the physics. The game would play better.
It's Sonic Team, which means I can't get excited until I actually play it.
Isn't that fun?
Because I don't know if it's going to be good or not.
You never know with them. It's like they can make something okay. They can make something good. They can make Sonic
Hot
06.
garbage. Yeah, that's what I said.
Know.
Exactly. But yeah, no, I really liked it.
This game rules. I mean, this was the first platinum trophy I ever got.
I'm so close to platining them in this game. I have like 81% of trophies.
I will never get the platinum on this because I refuse to do the final boss no-hit run trophy.
Without getting hit.
Yeah.
That was the last one I got.
I think that's going to be the one that keeps me from ever doing it.
That was definitely the last one I got. I remember getting it when I'm just like... It was like 5:30 in the morning when I was doing it, and I started like earlier than that. It's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
It looks like a homing shot. Be careful, Sonic.
Thank you.
Watch out, Sonic.
Thank you.
You've got this, Sonic.
That's what he says.
But yeah, it's just other than the final boss, this game is great.
This was also Al's first platinum. Fuck yeah.
There you go. Sonic Generations for the win.
It is outside of that trophy, it is actually a very easy platinum.
Yes.
Like there's not a lot of difficult trophies in that game.
That's literally the only one.
Released on many platforms. Weirdly, we got PC, PS3, Xbox 360, Wii, and DS.
The DS version was technically a different version of the game, but yes, it came
of course. Just like Sonic Generations, obviously. I mean, I don't even think the Wii game is probably fully the same game.
No.
But we got Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3.
Boo.
Pass, and also I remember when when I was in high school, like everybody was it felt like except me was obsessed with Call of Duty, and like I didn't give a shit about Call of Duty at the time. Like I would play like multiplayer with friends, but like I didn't really like obsess over it like everyone did. This was the first Call of Duty game that I heard a lot of people like shit talking. Like a lot of hardcore fans were like not happy with this game.
Was
like
because
a lot.
Ending?
I don't know if it's the ending, but like a lot of people really do not like it.
I was gonna say, from what I heard, a lot of people were upset at the things that did not carry over from Modern Warfare 2. Because like a lot of people loved Modern Warfare 2, but like I think I heard stuff about like the maps weren't as good, the weapons weren't as good, just like everything was just not as good as Modern Warfare 2. Now, I don't have a stake in this. This is just what I remember hearing people say about Modern Warfare 3.
A lot of people say this is like the first bad Call of Duty game, or like the first like less than good Call of Duty game at least. And it was like kind of the beginning of the end for at least the Infinity Ward games, because I know like Black Ops 2 came out after this, and a lot of people do love Black Ops 2 as well. Like there were decent Call of Duty games that came out after this one, but like this was kind of like the start of, hey, maybe we shouldn't release a game every single year. But
they do it anyway.
Continued to do it anyway. Yep.
We're like going on like 2 decades of Call of Duty.
And part of the reason why a lot of people weren't playing this game is because of the next game on our list.
Yeah. So, 3 days later, oh my god,
it's Skyrim.
The most ported game of like all time.
It had to start somewhere, folks.
Besides Doom. You got what on Windows, PS3, and 360, The Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim.
I think Resident Evil 4 also has a like.
That's probably that's
yeah.
It's another.
But it's one of the most ported games of all time.
Yeah.
Anyway, fuck this game. All my homies hate The Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim.
Yeah. I remember like
I could not care less about this game.
Everyone was fucking obsessed with this game when this came out. Like I didn't have a console at the time, and also I didn't give a shit, so I didn't play it at the time. I didn't end up playing this game until it came out, or until I got it on Steam a couple of years later, and I've played it for a total of probably, here, let's find out. Let's see what Steam says.
I'm still waiting for them to patch the game to make it playable.
True. I have played it for 3.6 hours.
Wow,
and
that's a long
that's
time.
That's also not including, like, I have done, like, playthroughs of this game, like, with, like, in the presence, well, I shouldn't say I have, but I've been in the presence of friends who have done playthroughs of this game. Like, I would watch my friends play it sometimes, and I was like, you know, we would just, like, do goofy shit, and it wasn't, like, it was entertaining, but, like, is it something I go out of my way to play ever? No, not really.
All right.
Yeah.
Also released on this day, on the 11th, for literally all platforms. I assume that there's different versions between these that are not the same game.
I don't know.
You have Lego Harry Potter years 5 through 7.
Take a shot.
And just so you guys, just so you're aware, it's on Windows. It's on 360, PS3, PSP, Wii, DS, 3DS, and iOS. That is 8 platforms.
It's on everything.
The real
It's on
best game to come out on this day.
I mean, I'd rather play this
yeah,
than the other.
I would, yeah,
Skyrim.
honestly, I would unironically rather
Let's
play
be real.
Lego Harry Potter years 5 through 7 than The Elder Scrolls 5.
And I don't give a shit about the source material.
On the 13th, we've got Super Mario 3D Land for the 3DS.
Smash! Finally, a
All right.
fucking good
What
game.
a good we had to wait so long for one good game to talk about. For
I
this
know,
year.
right?
Jesus
So
Christ.
My thoughts on this game are going to be real quick, real simple. So if I can just, do you mind if I go first?
Who?
Sure.
I am nostalgia biased. This game has a lot of Super Mario Bros. 3 nostalgia, and I'm a sucker for that game. This game has great levels, great overall design. I like how they use the power-ups. I like how they use the 3D effect. This is actually a really big game for the 3D effect, I think. And just solid game, controls really well. I like how it's like, it's 3D, but it's not like a big 3D game since it's a 3DS game, so it's like got like a feel of a 2D game. Oh, this is such a good game.
It really is just like a 2D game structurally in 3D. And like, not that that's a bad thing by any means, because I mean, this game rules. I mean,
no, because we would get Super Mario 3D World out of this. We would get Kirby in the Forgotten Land is arguably in that same kind of game. So like,
Yeah.
This game's great, and it was a trendsetter.
I really enjoyed this game.
yeah.
Yeah. No, this is truly like, yeah, Ocarina of Time 3D was like the first, but this is truly like the first original 3DS game.
You are right.
That
This is
the app. This and
This
then
is the killer app.
the thing that came out literally the next month.
Next month.
Like,
Yeah. We'll get to it. These two games between back-to-back months. Oh yeah. No, you're right. Yeah, Ocarina of Time was pretty big, but you're right. No, it was definitely these two games that like put the 3DS on.
Without this, the 3DS would have had an even rougher first year. The price price cut helped, but like these were like the games to actually sell the system during the holidays.
It's literally Super Mario.
Yeah.
Like people loved New Super Mario Brothers. This is like the new Super Mario Brothers game for the 3DS.
What if this game came out? We've got a whole podcast, but like, what if this game came out like at launch?
I think the 3DS still would have struggled a bit because of the $250 price, but it would have done so much better.
I think
like,
they would have
undeniably.
had way more sales for sure. But yeah, 3D Land, solid game.
All right. We'll talk more about it on our 3DS podcast. Moving on, we've got Assassin's Creed Revelations for PS3 and 360.
How many
on
games
the 15th.
came out this day?
This day, we've got 5 games out this day.
5 games that
one
we
of those
listed.
being
Okay,
5
let's
games
see.
that we listed. One of those is actually a game that Jack has been waiting to talk about since earlier in the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
So let's just do quick smash or pass Assassin's Creed Revelations.
Smash.
Pass.
I meant pass.
When?
We got Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary Edition for 360. Sure, whatever. But
Sure.
Rayman Origins for
Smash,
PS3,
smash,
360.
smash, 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 smash.
Say it.
I love this game.
Go ahead, Jay.
I've talked at length about this game in the 2D Platformers podcast. But yeah, this is one of my favorite 2D platformers of all time. Yeah, really fucking good game. I wouldn't play it until like the year after when I bought it on PSN. I actually do not own this game physically, sadly. But no, it's a really good game. Great art style, great level design, great music. Thumbs up.
All right. We got Saints Row the Third for Windows 360 and PS3.
Pass.
I played a bit of this game.
I have also played some of this game, not a ton, but some.
It's kind of wacky.
It's very wacky.
It plays a bit like Grand Theft Auto, but it's a lot more like mission structure based, I think. But otherwise, I mean, it's pretty fun. I didn't play enough of it to really have a solid opinion, but I enjoyed what I played.
According to Steam, I have played this for 7.2 hours, so...
That's more than
But
the
I've
other two games combined.
I have last played it July 19th, 2014.
This is more than Skyrim and Terraria combined.
True.
This must be a really good game.
I'm curious when the last time I played Skyrim was. May 8th, 2014. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. And then the last game that came out that we're going to talk about on this day for PS3 and 360, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Literally Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Couldn't even wait.
But with the extra content in the same year.
Fucking year as the original game. I remember people were pissed off about this when it came out.
I'm not surprised.
And I remember at the time having not played the original game, and this game was out, like Ultimate was out already, and I just kind of like quietly bought a copy.
Yeah,
because this is the version I played.
Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, fucking phenomenal game.
Oh yeah,
just really weird that they released it in the same year as the base game.
This game fucking rules. It's just really like 10 months later they put this out. It's
like
this game's kind of ridiculous.
Super good game though. Really good roster of characters. Everybody feels really good to play for the most part. It's stylish. The combat and the mechanics are just really solid. It's just this game is sick. I like this game.
Oh yeah. You can play as Phoenix Wright in this game.
Phoenix Wright.
That's all you
Ace Attorney.
Ace Attorney. He has a fucking super where Maya shows up and she attacks people. Like,
and that's funny.
That's all you need.
Actually, all you need is a spoonful of Mountain Huckleberry Tillamook ice cream.
Who is your main in this game?
In this game, my go-to trio was Deadpool, Morgan, and Zero.
I don't remember who else I rotated around. I always used Morrigan. Like she was...
Oh, yeah.
I love Morrigan.
Morrigan's like really good in almost any game she's in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We need a new Darkstalkers game, by the way.
And that's not just because she has big boobies. I'm just saying.
It's
no,
true.
she's just really good.
She's just usually really good. And she has
But I mean... I was gonna say, being a hot succubus with big boobs, that's extra points.
That helps.
That helps a little bit.
I remember playing you know what? Zero from Mega Man.
Yeah, that's Zero.
Zero's
he was
also
definitely another one.
Usually really good in these games.
But yeah. I wasn't even like
I liked playing a Spider-Man.
I literally
Spider-Man's
in this game.
Yeah.
Shit, what was I gonna say? I wasn't even like into fucking tears or anything when I was playing this game for the first time. I had no idea that Zero was like the best character in the game.
Is he?
Oh yeah, he's like one of the best for sure.
Dude, he flips around the screen. I'm not surprised. He's crazy.
Yeah, he's always fun. Like
Al says Chris, Virgil, and Dante.
Ooh.
That's pretty cool.
Ooh.
Spicy.
It has Chris Redfield.
Landon, did you mention who you like to play as most?
I didn't play this game, so...
Okay.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That sucks.
I know. I was just...
All right.
I was mostly talking about, experience from other, Marvel versus...
like, I'm assuming Tatsunoko versus Capcom.
Yeah, Tatsunoko versus Capcom. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. A few days later, on the 18th, on Windows, Mac, and Linux, we would get Android and iOS versions earlier this year, but we got the full, I would say the more full release of Minecraft.
The official release for Minecraft. Because
biggest game of all time.
because my first experience with Minecraft was actually like 2 years before it officially released. I played this in like computer classes when I was in freshman year in high school. So yeah, but Minecraft, biggest game of all time. It's huge. You know what I will say, like, if you have, like, I don't have the drive to really play it myself. Like, I don't really care to do that very much, but like, if you have a friend that cares about this game and you have like a group of friends that you can play with, like, Minecraft is pretty fucking fun, actually.
Oh yeah.
Like
I think it's hard to argue that this game is not a great game that's like a cornerstone of gaming at this point, but it is better if you have people to play with, for sure.
Like, I would way sooner play Minecraft by myself than Terraria, honestly.
Dude, I would, of all of like the big name games that like everybody fucking hypes to high heaven, like, I'll play Minecraft before like millions of the other games that people like talk about and play all the time.
Especially
it's good.
Especially when in Minecraft you can just fuck around in creative mode and just like build shit.
You can just do whatever. My favorite thing to do in Minecraft, especially after the big update where they added them, is just digging down into the ground, just exploring caves underground. That's like my favorite thing. I love the caves. It's so fun.
Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite thing. So like, Minecraft is like, you can find something to get out of this game. Like,
it has a little something for everyone.
It does have a little something for everyone.
Yeah.
Landon's getting up to check on something, but we
Nope, he's back. We're good.
So we will move on to the last game for this month that we have listed. On the 20th, we've got, for the Wii, The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword.
Yeah.
I would like to correct what I said.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
I would like to correct what I said earlier. This game actually did come out on a Sunday. For some reason, I remember it coming out on Black Friday, but no, I just bought it on Black Friday.
Okay, now shut up.
So it wouldn't start until, I suppose, later, because I know like it was Star Fox 64 3D was the first game that Nintendo put out on a Friday.
They did start doing it as like tradition later on, but it wasn't this year that they really started doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. You guys want to talk about it at all, or would you rather save your thoughts for the eventual Part 2 podcast
I'm going to save my thoughts for the eventual Part 2 of the Zelda podcast.
This game is so fucking good. Don't listen to that podcast, by the way. This game is so fucking good. This is like Jack's favorite game in the series. It's like, it's got a boss fight that's really fun.
Oh yeah,
that's it.
Al's talking about the good times on GameSpot when the review for that came out.
Oh yeah,
honestly,
7.5.
In retrospect, the guy that reviewed that game, probably the most correct person in the room, and we just didn't know it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll move on to December. The first, Landon alluded to this game earlier. Released for the 3DS on December 4th. Mario Kart 7.
Mario Kart 7, baby.
Mario Kart 7.
So we talked about Mario Kart 7 quite a bit on our Mario Kart podcast.
Go listen to that podcast.
But yeah, just to echo what Landon said earlier in this podcast, this is alongside Super Mario 3D Land, like the reason to get a 3DS in 2011. Now, granted, when it's not like the most defining game in the series, but it did give the 3DS a legitimate like killer app game to play. And for a 3DS game, like, this is an incredible game.
It also had really, like, for a Nintendo game, it had really solid, like, online, like...
Oh, yeah. It's, so... like, Mario Kart games have been a little bit better on average for Nintendo's online. Like, Mario Kart Wii, not great, but still decent online compared to, like, Smash Brothers Brawl and stuff like that. Same like you said with Mario Kart 7. Pretty good online. So, like...
So it was like definitely if you wanted like a multiplayer or like online game, this was it
for sure.
Yeah. I played it a little bit online. It was pretty good.
So,
yeah. We talked about it though on our Mario Kart podcast. So if you want to hear our full thoughts, we've got all the pros and cons of that game there. On the 5th, the very next day for the Wii, a favorite game of Landon's to bring up, we got Fortune Street.
Fortune Street, baby.
The existence of this game is just so funny to me. It's like
it really is.
Mario.
It's literally
a Mario and Dragon Quest crossover where they play Monopoly. Like,
There you go.
It's perfect.
That's the pitch.
it's so funny. I've not played this game, but I would honestly love to. Like, if we, in the future, when we possibly meet up together, we should play Fortune Street.
I think it'd be a perfect game to play.
It's really funny. It's
Fortune Street just conceptually is like that kind of like Kingdom Hearts level ridiculous crossover idea that like you pitch on an elevator and then for some reason the execs are just like, yeah, sure, go ahead.
What's sad
Imagine, like,
is this isn't even the first one, but this is the first one we got. Because there was a ton that released in Japan before this. But this is just the first one we got. It's sad
it's crazy.
Because it's so fucking like it's so cool.
All right, the major thing that came out we got on here on the 8th for the 3DS, we got Pushmo.
I feel like December really started the 3DS like original like download titles, 3DSware. Like this plus 2 other games that we brought up, like this is where like we really started to see some like solid releases for the 3DS. Pushmo being an excellent 3D puzzle game that like really utilized the 3D aspect, and it was great.
All right. We got on the 14th the remaster of Sonic CD, released on Xbox Live, PlayStation Network, Android, and iOS, so it was a download title.
Yeah, good answer, Steve.
It is made by... So, just a bit of context, this is made by the same people as the later mobile phone remasters of Sonic 1 and Sonic 2, and by extension, Sonic Mania, as well as Sonic Origins he pitched in for, so yeah. It started basically like here with Sonic CD.
Shout out to fucking Christian Whitehead for
that guy's
releasing the best version of Sonic CD. Like, okay,
that guy is
I know
just cool shit.
I know that, like, I'm not the biggest fan of Sonic CD. Like, it's not my favorite Sonic game by any stretch, but this is by far the best version of this game. It controls extremely well. The physics were tweaked just enough so that it's like a little less finicky on like platforms and shit.
Yeah, so Christian Whitehead, he didn't technically use the engine that they had for the old games.
Yeah.
He made his own that is like as close to you, like for like the normal everyday person picking up and playing a Sonic game, they're not going to know the difference that this is a different engine.
Yeah.
This is just going to be Sonic CD to them.
But like this,
which is good.
But like this is, it comes with a ton too. Like you have like a bunch of like concept art and shit. You have you can choose between the American and Japanese soundtracks, and I love that. Thank you so much for doing that. I don't know. This is, if you're playing Sonic CD, this is the version to play. And
obviously this is included in Sonic Origins, so nowadays, I mean, I know people like kind of harped on Sonic Origins, but like it's pretty solid if you want to play all the Sonic games. This is on there, so you can play that. It's good. Landon, did you have anything to add about Sonic CD?
I hate this game. All my homies hate it.
Yeah.
I just time traveled back.
He did it. So the next game we have on the list is Sonic CD, the remake by Christian Whitehead.
Oh, I love that game. This is the good future.
Oh yeah, exactly.
I live personally in the bad future where I hate Sonic CD, but I'm sure there's a version of Landon that enjoys this game, and I'm going to beat him up.
See, you leaning back and looking at your phone for a minute wasn't you playing Dokkan Battle. It was you destroying the robot generator.
Yes.
And then you went back, and then...
And actually, I wasn't playing Dokkan. I was looking at Twitter.
I did not realize this happened literally a day after Sonic CD was released.
A day-ish.
But a day-ish.
We'll see.
Very late into the evening for our time zones, for the 15th, early onto the 16th for my time zone. the creation of the Gaming Stooges channel. That's right, boys. We started this year, 2011, December, very end of the year.
To this day, there's no and I think it's kind of funny, honestly, that there is no set in stone date that the channel was started, because it depends entirely on your time zone. If in East Coast time, it was somewhere between midnight and 3 a.m. because it was still the 15th on the West Coast when this channel was created. So it depends on what time zone you live in.
That really sounds right, because the three of us, sorry Jack, not you, the three of us at the time were like, we just stayed up until fucking...
Oh yeah. We stayed up till like 3 in the morning. Midnight
pretty
like,
consistently.
Easy. Like that was just like, that's when I woke up.
That was the norm.
Yeah.
Like I know I didn't join until like a little less than 2 years later, but like that was very much the norm for a long time. We would frequently stay up until the wee hours of the morning.
And I went to I went to college at this time.
Yep.
Although when we made this, I wasn't in college, but I was in college.
Now we are definitely.
It was during spring, winter break, whatever break.
We're definitely fully functioning members of society that don't stay up till 4 in the morning Eastern.
Yeah.
So
Okay, that's not necessary.
5 in the morning now.
That's not necessarily true, Cloud, because over the weekend when I was playing Paper Mario a shit ton, I was up until 4 in the morning 2 nights in a row playing Paper Mario.
I could never again do that. What the fuck?
I don't know.
I'm in bed by like 1 a.m. Like that's the very latest. And usually I'm in bed by midnight.
You work first shift. Like you have an excuse. Like I work first and a half, basically. Like
you work mid. So.
I get up at 9 a.m. every day.
All right. And then we got on the 22nd, another game Landon was alluding to. We got the 3DS title Mighty Switch Force.
Fucking love this shit. I love this shit.
Yeah, motherfucker. Mighty Switch Force.
Yeah, I love this fucking game.
Dude, I'm in Space Cuba. Still fucking slaps.
Oh my god, this game
is
so...
Say the... Please, Claude, say the full title. Whoa, I'm in Space Cuba.
Whoa, I'm in Space Cuba.
But I played this game recently for the channel again, and it's still, like, this game is still so good. It's a really quick puzzle platformer. I probably beat it, like, 3 times before the end of the year, and it came out on the fucking 22nd of December.
Yeah.
Like,
it's not a very long game, to be fair.
But it's so fun. It is so fun.
It's very fun. This game rules.
And then last major release for the year on the 29th for 3DS, also 6V.
V. This was not the first release for it.
It's not. This was originally on Steam.
Yeah, like...
This was the 3DS release.
Yeah, and didn't it release on Steam, like, the year prior, 2010?
Yeah, it was like it was either 2009 or 2010. It was like a...
Yeah.
Jack, look it up. But...
I'm looking it up.
It's, like...
2010, yep.
This game is really good. And...
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, this December really felt like the first month where you got really solid 3DS, like, digital titles, and... like, you started getting some of the Virtual Console with Game Boy titles earlier than this, but, like, this was, like, for, like, 3DS, like, originals or ports, this was the start of it.
Yeah. And, for the record, this game rules, and if you love 2D platformers, you should play this game. Yeah. Because it's a really unique take on 2D platformers.
On any platform that you can play it on, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But, like, also, it's on Steam for, like, $5, so, and like any like toaster of a computer could play this game.
It's true. My awful laptop that I was using at that time could play it. So,
all right. So I do want to go around. Was there any games that you guys remember playing that were not released in this year that you played during this year? Because I do have a few that I can rattle off.
Hold on. Before we move on, can I just say one thing? I pulled up the Steam page for V, and there is a Steam review here by Landon from December of 2011
Uh-oh.
What's
that
it say?
says, "Great game. It's a tough one, but well worth it."
Thanks,
that's it.
Landon.
I did it.
We appreciate
I did it.
Although there's a typo. It's tough on instead of tough one. But
Tough on.
You know what?
tough on.
That's part of the course. That seems right.
All right, so yeah. Did you have any that you can think of, or do you want me to go first?
You can go first. I don't know if there's
So-
anything off the top of my head. I'm gonna have to look at the list, but
This was like my DS cleanup year. I was playing a lot of DS games, as well as some like other games like that I hadn't gotten to yet. I definitely played through Final Fantasy 3 DS at this time. I did play Mass Attack, regrettably. I played Pokemon Black and White. I was still playing quite a bit of Pokemon Heart Gold Soul Silver because that had come out the year before. So I was still playing that quite a bit up until the release of Black and White. I played... I want to say I played a decent amount of... I did play Sonic Colors quite a lot because I got that for Christmas the year before. So I was cleaning house on that game. I got all the red rings. I did everything. I 100% complete Sonic Colors on the Wii specifically. So that was a big thing. I played through, I believe Big Bang Mini was this year. It was definitely 2011, maybe 2010, but I'm pretty sure it was 2011. Because like I said, I was doing a lot of DS cleanup this year. So yeah, Big Bang Mini, that was a really big one. I want to say that also because of that, Elite Beat Agents I played around the same time, so that would be 2011 as well. I played Kirby's Epic Yarn this year. I did not get it launch year, which is 2010. Kirby's Epic Yarn was a 2011 game for me, and that is probably my favorite game that I played that year. Because I love Kirby's Epic Yarn to death, so yeah, there was that.
You know what?
I think that's most of the games I can think of. Oh, and the HD version of Sonic Unleashed.
fair enough. I will say I was scrolling through the 2011 in video games Wikipedia page just to see if there was anything I missed. There was in fact one game that it's my own fault. I looked over it. You Don't Know Jack came out this year. Windows, Nintendo DS, PS3, Wii, and 360. It's been on, there was a version on, the PS1 way back in the day, but, this was, I remember a semi-big title at the time, and it's a fun game. It's a fun party game.
Who are you? I don't know you.
Yeah, you don't know me.
You don't know
my
his
name. But that's about it. Honestly, 2011 was a long time ago. I don't remember what the fuck I was... outside of the games that actually came out this year, I don't remember what the fuck I was playing that year.
I had to look at GameSpot.
Oh my god, you looked at your GameSpot account?
Yeah.
You know what?
Because I did all those blog posts, so I
Shit.
would write what I played,
Yep.
and so I did.
Oh my god, I just went to GameSpot's website and I'm still logged in. What
I
the
have to
fuck?
actually go back and
Gross.
I have to go back and check now. Oh dear.
So I can say I played this. This was during the time 2010 was the start of me wanting to play through all of the Zelda and Metroid games.
I am also
this
still
is where
logged in.
I really started playing through those games. So 2011 was part of my cleanup year for that, and it helped that the 3DS Virtual Console started releasing things right away, so I could play Metroid 2, and Link's Awakening and stuff that I hadn't been able to play before that. But this was definitely a huge cleanup year for those two series for me. So I remember that. And then we talked about a lot of the games I also played this year while we went through the list. And Ark Rise Fantasia, I think I was finishing up my first playthrough, and then we started the Let's Play for it, which was dumb. That was stupid. Have I filled enough time yet?
Close enough.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just apparently playing a lot of Toho, which tracks because I had played, I had gotten into Toho about a year or two prior, and they had Toho 10 Desires, as Jack had, not Jack, Al in our chat had mentioned. So that definitely tracks. I have a bunch of like, oh, here we go. Hold on. I have a blog that I went super extra about. Games I got in 2011 so far, dated from September 22nd, 2011. Says does not necessarily mean game released in 2011. I have highlighted in red if I wasn't playing and wasn't finished, yellow if I was bouncing around with it but I hadn't finished it, green if I finished it, and light blue if I was finished with it but I was still playing it. Here's my list. Advance Wars 2, Advance Wars Days of Ruin, the bottom, the last two of those I hadn't actually touched, so I only bought them. Big Bang Mini, I was correct about that. Bit Trip Saga, Dragon Quest IX Sentinels of the Starry Skies. I did get that in that year, and I did play a bunch of it.
Nice.
Elite Beat Agents, I was right there. Kirby's Dream Land. I did play Kirby's Dream Land that year. Kirby Nightmare and Dreamland. This was a Kirby year for me. Kirby's Epic Yarn got me on a Kirby kick. So I got Dreamland, Nightmare and Dreamland, Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, Kirby's Epic Yarn, Kirby Mass Attack. I talked about Ocarina of Time 3D. I did play through a bit of Mario and Luigi Partners in Time. I'm not quite finished with it. I think I'm probably about halfway through. Mario Kart DS. This was the first time I played Mario Kart DS. I think I got it in anticipation for Mario Kart 7 because I had heard that it was coming out. No More Heroes 1 and 2. No More Heroes 2 was really good. I liked that. Sonic Colors DS I did end up getting. Sonic 4 Episode 1. And then Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing I played a bit of, the original one. Super Street Fighter 4 3D. And then also I had bought it. I don't think I actually played it until 2012, so I won't mention it. But apparently I obtained Xenosaga Episode 1 at that time, so that's a lot earlier than I was expecting. But yeah, that is in September, so that's up to date enough for me, besides the holiday games that came out that were probably taking up my time. So yeah, thank you, past me, for chronologizing my previous gaming. Cool. Did anybody want to mention really quick a Fate, their like top game of the year, top couple games?
Oh.
Do you want a top 5?
I wonder what Jack's is.
Yeah, Jack is probably going to be the most interesting one because he had a stacked ass year.
Wow, I know you're being sarcastic, Landon.
Am I?
Portal 2 for sure. Pokemon Black and White, Sonic Generations. Probably definitely Rayman Origins. I was gonna say that one 5th. Probably Batman Arkham City. No, actually I changed my mind. Ghost Trick Phantom Detective. I was skimming through my blog to see if I could find like anything from like previous years that I was playing at the time. I did play the first Ace Attorney Investigations at the beginning of 2011. Nice. I'm not seeing much else though.
I'm not gonna count ports, remasters, remakes of existing games for this one. My top 5, I'm not going to do a particular order because I don't know if I can really order these. But Pokemon Black and White, Super Mario 3D Land, Mario Kart 7, Sonic Generations, obviously, and the last one on the list is probably going to be pretty tough because there are a couple contenders, but I think I'm going to have to lean on Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Barely.
Are we just doing the ones that actually released in
yes.
2011? Okay.
Actually, no, wait. That definitely tracks because I was thinking of Bit Trip Saga, but that technically is, even though it's my first exposure to Bit Trip, it's a compilation of games that came out sooner. So, I mean, okay. I got my 5.
Oh, okay. So Bitrip would actually go before all of those, but
Yeah,
too powerful.
Bitrip Saga's too powerful. I had to disqualify it. It was not.
That's
It was.
fair.
It was not to disqualify Ocarina of Time 3D. It was to keep Bitrip Saga from getting on the list.
Yeah.
Okay. So for games that year, so I haven't played Ghost Trick Phantom Detective, nor have I played the original version of Radiant Historia, so I'm not gonna include those two. So Pokemon Black version, The Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky, easy, classic. Probably Bastion is a third game.
Good choice. Good choice.
If we're not doing collections, then I'll skip Ico and Shadow of the Colossus.
Tell you what, I'll give you 5 more. How about that?
I'm allowed to have 5 more?
No.
Oh,
I meant
never
for
mind.
me.
Then. Oh, okay. Kirby's Return to Dreamland. Where am I at? I don't even know where I'm at.
I think you have. I think you're a 4. I think you got one more.
Oh, jeez. See, this year was like really good.
Yeah, like this is kind of a sleeper year. Like you don't really realize just how many good games came out this year, and then you go through all of them. It's like, oh, it's a pretty big year.
Because like my last slot, I could easily put Super Mario 3D Land. I could put Mighty Switch Force. I don't know if Mario Kart 7 would be that high compared to some of these other ones, but like
That's fair.
But like those two games, I'd probably put Bastion 6, Mighty Switch Force, and Super Mario 3D Land would be on the list.
Okay.
Because like fucking like Kirby's Return to Dreamland, fantastic. Legend of Heroes, Trails in the Sky, amazing. And then Pokemon Black, White is great.
Yeah.
So yeah,
There's a lot of good shit that came out this year.
And even shit that we don't care about. Like, there's a lot of stuff we did not include in this for time.
Yeah.
Like fucking Homefront 1 came out this year.
I have not played it, but I do have a friend that swears by it and that says that it's an underrated gem. Even though it's like
so there's a lot of
even though it's notorious for being very short.
there's a lot of like games that like came out in 2011, and I just do not think about how like big 2011 is
Oh yeah, I'm looking
on the regular. Yeah.
And then last question, real quick: is there any games off the top of your head that were on this list that you haven't played yet that you are interested in playing in the future?
I think I talked about a lot of them. I'll just jump in real quick. Some of the PS3 stuff, because this was a really good PS3 year. Like, there was a lot of like PS3 things, like first party stuff that came out. Little Big Planet 2, Resistance 3, Killzone 3, Uncharted 3,
Infamous 2.
Infamous 2. So out of those, Infamous 2 for sure is like one I want to play, and Killzone 3. Like those two, I would probably say are the big ones I want to play. And then,
Yeah,
I will get around to Dragon Quest Monsters Joker 2 and Dragon Quest 6 for sure.
I gotta say, like, you know, take out the fact that this was the 3DS's launch year. The PS3 kind of kicked ass this year. Like, it cleaned
It was
house.
a fucking great like PS3 like release year. Like,
Just
it's insane.
yeah.
It's like this is the death of the Wii year. Like, you can really feel it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Even if
Like when you're
it would get some bangers later on, but yeah, this is
Yeah, like Kirby's Return to Dreamland is probably like the last hurrah for the Wii before Xenoblade.
you have two, like, honestly, there's only like 2 notable releases for the Wii:
after
Kirby's
this year.
Return to Dreamland and Skyward Sword for this year.
Yeah.
Those were really the only 2 notable releases. But like,
They were really coasting for most of the year on the hype for Skyward Sword, honestly. Because, like,
yeah.
you know, a new Zelda game is always a fucking event. And
Oh, yeah.
But it was the anniversary release.
True.
It was an anniversary year for both technically Metroid, but we don't care about that. We don't talk about that actually. do not think about that.
Yeah, never think about
Please. But Skyward Sword was the anniversary release. The
25th.
25th anniversary.
25th anniversary.
Yeah. It was the 25th anniversary for fucking Zelda. It was a huge year for that too.
that. Yeah.
Like,
You know what else was an anniversary game, Landon? Sonic 06.
we do not talk about that one
Listen,
either.
I mean, I haven't played the game to really say, but can Skyward Sword really be put in the same ballpark
No.
as Sonic 06?
No, I'm kidding.
Skyward Sword is a finished product.
It is. Although it did have a game-breaking glitch in it that they had to patch.
They did have to. That is interesting.
But the game was playable versus the tech demo that got released
Yeah, for sure.
in the form of Sonic 06. So there you go.
Going through these, I think that I would definitely want to get around to. I still don't have a copy of Star Fox 64 3D. I really want to get that at some point and play that. I eventually want to get into Dark Souls. Like, it's going to be a hot minute before I get there, but I do want to start playing Dark Souls.
There is one thing I wanted to mention because I was curious to see. I had a feeling it wasn't because it wasn't included on the list, but I was curious to see if it was in fact released in 2011. Katawa Shoujo, which was not. The English version was released on January 4th, 2012. Just barely missing 2011. And also, I learned from Wikipedia just now that Katawa Shoujo is being put on Steam in 2 days. Like,
That's so weird.
yeah,
To,
like literally, like I looked at like the list of releases, and it's like it's a different release for like every language that it has, and then it's just like, oh yeah, the different languages: English, French, Russian, Spanish, Japanese, Italian, and Steam. Wait, Steam? And then I saw the date, and I'm like, wait a minute, that hasn't happened yet. That's 2 days from now.
Guys, I'm really sorry that we like kind of surprised you with this, but this episode of the podcast is actually sponsored by the new release of Katawa Shoujo.
No. This is the Redux. This isn't just the sponsorship for Katawa Shoujo. This is the beginning of the Katawa Shoujo stream series.
Oh no.
I'm a hard veto that one.
Yeah,
Boy.
I was gonna say, if you want us to keep our Twitch channel afloat, I don't think we could do that.
Listen, well, you can remove the lewd content, Cloud. Remember,
True.
there's an option to turn it off.
You can also just censor over.
True.
You can also disable.
Remember?
Anyway.
Never mind.
Anyway,
Anyway,
so yeah, I think that's everything. We have gone on for about almost 2.5 hours, so we don't really have much time left. So we'll catch up with you guys next time.
But can I say one thing?
You can say one
Actually,
thing.
what's one
Okay.
thing?
So I want to talk about.
It starts
really-
with one thing.
I don't know why. Go ahead.
Oh.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
So after we did the podcast, the last podcast, we took Kari's dad up to Seattle for the Mariners game for his birthday, where we surprised him, and we bought up like a billboard that announced, happy birthday for love, everyone. And we bought a second one that announced that Kari and I are having twins.
What the fuck?
What?
Wow.
That's why you have that hat. I didn't see the
What
little
the
thing on the bottom. I just saw make it a double. Oh
God. Good luck
Okay.
to you.
Good luck.
Good luck
Oh.
on 2 children at once, Landon.
So well,
Went from 0 to
this is-
2
this-
real quick.
this might be my semi-retirement from Gaming Stooges. Just so you know,
Yeah.
I will still participate, but
I mean, 2
Jesus.
kids. Yeah, that is.
when I step off the gas, you
We'll
you
know.
know. But yeah.
That's fair. Totally fair. Oh goodness. Well, that's been a big announcement. We're gonna leave it here, though. We will catch you guys next time. We got our streams that we usually have. We got our Discord. So we'll roll the outro, and we'll catch you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Gaming Stooges Talks podcast. If you enjoyed us, consider subscribing to our podcast RSS feed, or follow us on youtube.com/GamingStooges and twitch.tv/GamingStooges for more gaming content. If you'd like to chat with us, join our Discord. The link can be found in the episode description. We also want to thank all of our Patreon supporters. Your continued support means a lot to us. Not already one? Please take a look at what we have to offer anyone who becomes a patron at patreon.com/GamingStooges. See you next time!